Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim and today we will be unboxing Tainted Grail Kings of Ruin. There's too many boxes to all show at the same time. This is of course the base game. This is the word encounters. You got the stretch goals, journals, some extra stuff. You have here. We have the update pack and we have the Red Death journal. But we're going to start with the base game and then work our way through everything. Okay, let's go. Before we start with anything else, we of course have the typical Awakened Realms letter, where I imagine they'll thank us for the purchase. So yeah, so it has some more details about Kings of Ruin and everything, and Tainted Grail and so on. So yeah. You can check that all out yourself. Alright. And also, of course, if you have problems with your delivery, then they give you a QR code to scan where you can go. So let's move to the main box and zoom out. Alright, so this is the box. Very beautiful, of course, the front. Let's take a look at the sides. So, Kings of Ruin. Kings of Ruin. I'm gonna be shocked, but Kings of Ruin, and then finally Kings of Ruin. And also on the back of the box we have this. There we go. This is what the back looks like. So 14 plus, 10 chapters, 3 to 5 hours each, 1 to 4 players, and so on. So it's a standalone cooperative exploration game set in a dark universe that blends Arthurian legends with a unique vision. So let's open it up. I don't think there will be art inside of the box, but you never know. There's none, but at least it's black. It's not your typical gray. All right, and we immediately start with some punch boards. So let's take this off. There we go. So we have the encounters, and I'm sure we'll see the miniatures of these later. Okay. All right. We have this. And descriptions on the back. All right. These ones. And the descriptions on the back. Then we have the rule book. So I move it a little bit better like this. There we go. Let's take a look. So of course, quality is really nice. The components, different characters as well. Character setup, overview, order of the day, the exploration journal, the core rules. The other stuff, the new kind of dice, the guardians, Okay. The combat still seems quite similar from the first game, although I'm sure they tweaked it. Diplomacy. The triggers and the icons. Combat example. Diplomacy example. Alternative modes and the secret rules. You're not supposed to read this until it's finished. Okay, and then the rules summary. Okay. Then start here. This open and play guide helps you set up a simple single player adventure and walks you through it step by step, built for approximately 1 to 2 hours of play, and only uses one character and includes no spoilers for the main campaign. So it's just so you basically get to know the game, learn it, how to play, and then can start the actual game, which is pretty cool. Different parts and so on. You get to do diplomacy and battle and everything. All right, then we have the exploration journal. Apparently parts of the stretch goals. says here stretch goal exploration journal. Okay. So it contains 2 additional standalone lost chapters, a roguelite into the mist mode and a places from beyond mini expansion, as well as models for 4 companions you will meet during your main adventure. So the Knight's Wager, for example, and then a bunch of other stuff that I don't really want to spoil. Okay, there's this secret envelope, which we are of course not going to open, but definitely has some punchable stuff in there. And then a letter, which is, if I'm not mistaken, will be letters for all the individual characters. Letters that you read at the start of your playthrough. And these are quite flimsy, and I think that's the point, to make it really feel like a letter. So you can hit the candle maker, the sellsword. So basically it's Elgin, the candle maker, Gurdwin, the sellsword, Eunice, the Fomorian gladiatrix, and Osbert, the traveling jester. And it's double-sided, so it is quite long. So there we go. Then we have the map, different maps for different players, I imagine. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Then we have the save sheets, of course. So time and quest marker locations. Okay. All right. Status sheets. Okay. Just to keep track. And here on the other side you have the expanded player notes. Okay. You have this cool book to take more notes, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'll be writing in it because it's so cool. I don't want to spoil it. Or I guess if you're legit going for a super long campaign, you can just take notes and everything. But you can see it's pretty cool. The art, basically it's a combination of art book and notebook, I guess. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very cool art. I'm already itching to take a look at the miniatures, because for sure they will look amazing again. Although I doubt they'll be of much use again. The miniatures in Tainted Grail were kind of useless. You put them on the board, you immediately defeat them, they go away again. But you know, at least it adds some flavor to it. Really nice. Okay, and then the lost chapter status sheet. So stuff that you have done. All right. Into the missed progress sheets. All right. So the different parts. And then here we have the different. Well, it was the different people. It's just Osbert, the prodigals on returns. It's always the same. All right. So. No, it's not always the same actually. Is it? No, it is. No, it's not. This is 322, 323, 324, and this is the same. But then here it's suddenly 38. Ah, it's a different person, of course. Yeah. So it is for each character. Yeah. Eunice. Okay. Looks really cool, by the way. Gurdwin. Elgin. Candle maker. As you can see, all the candles. All right. Very, 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 very cool. Very nice. And here with the exploration journal with the protection on the side. So let's use scissors to open this one. Okay, so all that is gone now, so I can take a look. So you can see there's a lot of pages here. Okay, the exploration journal. So 101, the shunned lands, and then of course there's so many. BOS as well. Yeah. So of course I'm not going to read through this because it's all spoilerific. Get rid of this. And then we start taking a look at the minis and the characters and everything. So I'll take this out first, like this. And these are the player boards, which will once again require scissors to open. I have to get rid of the plastic anyway. Okay, that went very fast. Alright, so all the way around, we have Wyrdness, Elgin, and the back I guess is all the same for them. Eunice and Osbert. Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. So to read the secret messages, right? So very nice. I'm just going to leave it here. No need to take it out. So then we have the dice, who also look really cool. I'm saying really cool too much, but yeah, it is what it is. Some nice dice. Not the best dice ever, but they're nice. So these I'm not going to open, because they're obviously just cubes in different colors. This is just for the dials, so no need to open that either. These are just standees, no need to open that either. This is also just a clip, not really necessary. And these are also standees, not really necessary either, so we're going to skip all those. This is more interesting. These look cool, although I'm pretty sure they'll be even better if you... but maybe not these. I'm going to say if you paint them, but maybe not these, because they're already nice in their color, in the gold color as they are. I mean, you can always make it look nicer with a wash and everything, but... and these ones I think are really, really nice as well. Okay, just going to throw them all together for now. These are the gray ones. And then we have, this is of course for the player board, to track your health and everything. You click it on there. So I didn't actually need to open it because it's the exact same thing as Tainted Grail, but whatever. Too late now. Okay, so that's all done. And of course we have some miniatures. Let's take a look, shall we? So to check the miniatures, I'm going to move everything out of the way so it's easier to focus on the minis instead of having all this stuff in the background. Okay, so this is the first one. It's the candle lady. As you can see, very nice details. Very nice miniature. Which is what we've come to expect, of course, from Awakened Realms, but anyway. And this one. This is the bow. Oh, sorry, it was Elgin the candlemaker. This is Wyrdness. Okay, this is Wyrdness with the crossbow. Really cool. With the shield and everything. Okay, so this was Wyrdness. The other one was Elgin. And then this one is Eunice. It's going to be really cool to paint this one. Oh, look at those swords. Oh, nice. Okay. Then we have Osbert. It's a small guy. Okay. And then we're going to have just miniatures in general. Okay. There we go. As usual, they look amazing. They're not that big, but even then they still have so much detail on them. It's quite amazing. And this one. Okay. I think this one is also really cool. And the shield, which is like a shell or piece of coral or whatever, all over it, pieces of coral. Really cool. Okay. And the next one. Maybe a relative from Osbert. Okay. Next. Really nice. Yeah. Very, very cool. And we've got two of those. They look exactly the same. Three of those actually. They look exactly the same. So only to show one. Then this one. It's like a pack animal. Seems like it, yeah. Okay. Then we have four more. There we go. And this one. Okay. This one. And the last one of the base game, of course, because we still have the word encounters. They're gonna have a bunch of minis too. This is the last one. Okay. All right. So that is the box with the minis and the boards. Let's take a look at the next. Well, the layer. Let's take a look at the next layer. So this is the next layer, and you can already see that it has miniatures as well. So we are going to check out these big miniatures, and then we'll take a look at the cards and everything. All right, let's look at this. I mean, the back is cool. The back is very, very cool. The front is okay, I feel, but the back is very cool with those carvings and everything, those words. Yeah. But don't worry, the other two that are still coming are more impressive. This guy from Under the Sea. Really impressive. Yeah. Then of course the pièce de la résistance, as they would say in French, is this one. Just look at that. Wow. Wow. It's gonna need quite the paint job, this one. Okay, so those are two huge minis. All right, so then we're going to start with the cards. I'm going to take off all the plastic. Well, not all the plastic. This is secrets. I'm not going to take off the secret plastic. If it says anything to do, if it has anything to do with secrets or don't open this yet or whatever, I'm obviously not going to open it yet. But if it's other stuff that I can open, like for example, this is a location, I'm not going to open this, all right? These ones, because I don't want to get spoiled. And actually, I'm sorry, I'm also not going to open the other cards. Actually, I'm not going to do much do with the cards at all. I don't want to spoil the enemies and everything, or the powers that you might get, or whatever. So this might be a disappointment when it comes down to an unboxing, but I don't want to ruin mine or other people's surprises. So yeah, I'm gonna steer clear from the cards for once. Normally I do them one by one, but yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to spoil. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna move on to the word encounters. Okay, so the word encounters, they of course have a bunch of minis, okay? It's not going to say 1 to 4 players or whatever. It is just a box full of minis like they did with Tainted Grail and also the Ether Fields and everything else. So these ones are all in there, okay? It says it contains plastic models of all guardian creatures you can encounter during your adventures. Use them to mark the positions of guardians or locations instead of standees provided in the core box, improving your immersion. And of course, it requires the Kings of Ruin core box. So 21 Guardian models, okay? So let's open it up. And I always like this. Even though there have been games that have done it differently now, they just have numbers on it. You just look at the base of the of the miniature and you know where it goes. That's even better. Yeah, so let's take a look. So I'm going to put these to the side, actually, and then show them to you one by one so it focuses much better. And we start off with a big one. Here we go. Yeah. Stream Man. That's really interesting, this one. Very cool. Put it back. Next one is a tad smaller. Okay. Next one is, I think, is very cool. Crab-like creature. Yeah. What a size. Really cool. Okay, next. Pretty straightforward. Not that special or whatever. I mean, compared to a lot of games, this is actually quite special, but if you compare it to everything else, it's like, it's okay. This one reminds me a bit of The Last of Us. Or Tremors, the movie. And then we have another big one. Look at this guy. That is awesome. That's really cool. I have a lot of respect for people who design these, you know. Very cool. And then, arguably the pièce de résistance of this one, the most impressive one. Look at this. Also reminds me of The Witcher, to be honest. Except this one is just on all fours instead of just on his hind legs. Wow. Very cool. Okay, and then we continue with this one. A very cool axe. Oh, it's an axe, yeah, it's an axe, yeah. Or a halberd, maybe. Either way. Very sharp and very cool. Next. Well, this is very loose, as you can see. I mean, very loose. Maybe not very loose, but it's quite thin and long. That's why it can be moved like that. Okay. I like this one too. Very Arthurian, of course. And obviously he has no head. Nice. This one is also a very special creature. this guy. Who has multiple arms. 4 of them, to be exact. This one. It's a very special one again. There's suddenly like a big sword here at the bottom. Yeah. Next, this one has some kind of dog. It also looks like one of those gladiators. Maybe a corrupted one. Another one I think is very cool is this one. Flying dragon style, kind of, I guess. It's very, very special. All the ones that are coming now I think are pretty cool. This one is so awesome. Just look at his hammer. And then the shields that come from his body, by the way. Nice. You wouldn't want to meet him or bump into him. This one is also very cool. Seems to be playing some kind of music or whatever. No, oh my god, it's a foot. It's a leg. It's eating a leg. Playing music. What was I thinking? These guardians don't mess around. This one, she's actually in a pot. I guess someone tried to make some crab, but it failed. And she came out. Or he, actually, he. And then the final one, number 21. Also very cool. Double-headed dog, hound, whatever it is. It's something you wouldn't want to mess with, basically. Alright, so those are the worm encounters. And then we can move on to the next box. So there are some card packs. This one is basically requirements. You need to have at least certain things to do it. There's like an extra pack, basic rules. So whenever you have to meet requirements of a set, then you can take those cards and everything. Like I said, I don't want to spoil any cards. So this is Forever Autumn Part 10. So these are different parts. Apparently this is some kind of a side quest deck. Maybe I can remove the sticker. No, it's not gonna work. I'll just open it, show you, can always put it back in, because like that I don't really spoil anything. It just says it has the Forever Autumn quest deck, and it has apparently 10 quests. Okay, so yeah, just adds these quests to the game. And then we also have this one here, which are the rune stones that are added to the game. Three, two, one. So let's take a look at the rune stones. The card is definitely well protected. These are the rune stones, right? Different sides as well. And here, war runes. So You can use it to cast the start of your activation, and it will alter the encounter, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. You always have to throw 3 of them, and depending on the result, this happens. So that's the Runestone expansion. I think it's if you want to add some more randomness to your game. Okay, so that's done. Then we move on to the stretch goals. Some of the stretch goals, anyway. This is the journal stretch goal. So let's see what's in here. Obviously, a bunch of journals, but how did they pack them? What did they look like? So here we go. The Age of Legends Exploration Journal and the Last Night Exploration Journal. Okay. I'm not going to open these because there's not that much to see as we saw from the previous one. I will leave it like this because it's not going to fit in the main box, I think. I mean, you could, but then there's going to be a bunch of lift. This is definitely going to be lift, so up to you if you want to do it like that or not. Then we have the Red Death Journal, which I guess you can always add to that expansion, right? Same as the other ones. So just the Red Death Journal. Okay. Once again, you want to add it. You add it to the box, or you just keep it in there. And the final one is the Tainted Grail Update Pack 2.0. So what do you get in that update pack? Well, first of all, the rulebook. Okay. So let's take a look. It's basically just the updated rulebook. So yeah, because many people said it was too much of a grind, and now they've changed it, so the grind should be gone, right? So keeping these menus lit, then no, was it menhir? What do you call it again? That doesn't even say here. They call it menhir. Yeah, menhir. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. So all the different the combat and the combat example, and of course diplomacy example, other rules, alternative modes and appendices. Okay, so you can have a story mode to make it more easier, to make it easier so you can just explore the story, or have more challenging and so on. Okay, so it says the journal, cards for the base game and the expansion. Okay, so also the characters have been updated. So Bior, Dagan or Dagan. You also have Kaolin. And Thibault. And then the save sheet that has been changed. And then, of course, the locations and so on you have to replace. Okay, so that's the update pack. And that's the end of the unboxing of Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin. I want to say I want to play it immediately, but I'm going to be honest, and most likely I'm not going to play it immediately because I have way too much on my plate at this point for a campaign game, which is of course sad, but it is what it is. But I'm super hyped to play it down the line, hopefully this summer when I have some more time. Anyway, Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin. My name is Joachim and always will be. So many games to time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.